All right, welcome, welcome, welcome. Here we are at 30,000 feet. We've just been ordered to descend at 22,000 feet, so we're going to initiate our descent and do that at a rate of 1,400 feet per minute. We'll throttle back here just a little bit. So, where are we? Well, what's going on? Oops, I took too long to initiate the descent, so we just got yelled at. But anyway, now we're descending. I'm so tickled to see snow. Now, I think this is just part of the satellite imagery of this area. This is not a function of any modified seasonal scenery or anything like that. But still, it's nice to see snow. Okay, where are we? Well, we are flying from where we landed yesterday at Medford, Oregon. Medford, Oregon, KMFR, Kilo Mike Foxtrot Romeo, to Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Now, I studied the area and concluded that it was not realistic to expect a general aviation airplane like ours to land at Vancouver International Airport. I'll bring up the VFR map and just show you what I'm looking at. Here's where we're going. So, this is where we're going. CZBB, Charlie Zulu Bravo Bravo. It's about 8.5 miles south east of CYVR, Charlie Yankee Victor Romeo. That's Vancouver International. The city proper is right here. So that's about 8.5, 9 miles. Ironically, this airport, CZBB, where we are landing, is the main general aviation airport for the Vancouver area. Now, that being said, this is not to suggest that it's some, little airport out in the sticks. No, not at all. This is Boundary Bay Airport, CZBB, Boundary Bay Airport. It's the 5th, who knew? I was shocked to learn this, the 5th busiest airport in Canada. In any event, these are the Olympic Mountains. The Olympic Mountains, beautiful, really pretty. Anyway, as we've begun our descent here, we're dealing with some chop. Not insignificant chop. But we'll handle it. I don't know if you can see here on the MFD, KSEA, Kilo Sierra Echo Alpha, that's Seattle. You'll see it more clearly here probably. Yeah, SEA. That's actually, there it is, KSEA. See, these airplanes are all approaching to the south, which raises the logical question. Look at all these airplanes coming in to land to the south. The runways at Seattle run north-south. In any event, the airport that we're landing at has runway 07, and its opposite direction is runway 25, and it also has runway 13. So we'll descend down to 17,000. Down to 9,000, okay.
Descend and maintain 9,000 feet. Expect vectors visual runway 25 approach.
So there's a couple things here I'll make a comment on, or one major thing. Wow, okay, they're We're getting that rapid fire descent instruction. I feel like a lawn dart. I literally feel like a lawn dart at this point. Let's slow down. I'm showing us 72 nautical miles from the airport. 16 minutes at our current airspeed. All of that's going to change here in a second. In any event, Jesus Christ. All right, whatever you say, sweetheart. Anyway, my point I was just going to say was the weather in Vancouver, the winds are out of the east. It's 37 degrees, drizzle, and the winds are out of the east. So why they're having us land on runway 25 is not clear to me, because runway 25 is obviously facing west. Oh, brother.
Descend and maintain 4,800 feet.
Anyway, bottom line is, I feel, based on the current weather, that we should be landing to the east. Oh, Christ. I'm just going to stop listening to them. My other point I was going to make was that this is a completely uncontrolled airport. It's a visual approach. There's no ILS, there's no RNAV, which surprises me that there wouldn't be one. Yeah, I'm just going to keep ignoring them because they're giving me 9 different goddamn descent instructions per minute. Anyway, bottom line is, I don't understand why we're being told to approach runway 25, which is towards the west, like that. Okay, whatever you say, darling. I'm just going to ignore it.
Descend and maintain 2,000 feet of Docker Tree Whiskey Bravo.
I'm not ignoring it because I'm an asshole. I'm just ignoring it because I assume I'm going to get 9,000 more different altitude descent instructions in the coming moments. In any case, it should be very interesting to see what happens as we might pick up some icing here. Here it comes. See it. Outside air temperature is minus 14 degrees, and we're headed into the ice. Let's see what our passenger's looking at. Don't panic, sweetheart. Ooh, another airplane. See that? I'm seeing the green light, which means he's going the same direction we are. All right, let's go up front. Let's activate our anti-icing equipment at this point. It seems apparent that we're going to need it. No wing ice, or at least I'm not seeing much in the way of it. Descending below 18,000 feet right now, so we'll go ahead and see what the local or nearest altimeter is. 3006. Let's see how accurate that is. 3006. I've just entered that in right there. Now we'll go ahead and sync it. 3017. Okay, so kind of close. Anyway, I've done a couple approaches like this in the sim where we go into an airport with, picking up some rhyme icing. R-I-M-E, Romeo, India, Mike, Echo, icing on the wing. So we're going to activate our airframe de-ice. Watch what happens when I click this. Watch what happens to this ice. There it goes. So that's not just a little trick of the eye. No, the airplane has what's called de-icing boots, which are basically sort of like little balloons that line the leading edge of the wing. It can inflate with air and pop the ice off. That's the theory behind de-icing boots. In any case, I've done a few approaches like this into uncontrolled airports with no published approaches, and I am a little bit vexed by the fact that I don't have access to approach plates for airports in Canada on my ForeFlight app. But it's ultimately moot because there are no approach plates that I could find anyway. RNAV, VORDME, ILS, or otherwise for Boundary Bay Airport. However, what I noticed on the weather was that the ceiling was at 5,500 feet. We're still at 14,000 feet right now. My point in saying that is that the airport is basically at sea level, and I don't have any reason to think that we won't have visual conditions when we land. If everything goes to shit, we got plenty of fuel. I'll just divert to Vancouver International. We certainly will have a number of options available for executing a precision approach or even a non-precision approach. Bottom line is, my expectation is that we're going to do a visual approach with no help or assistance from instruments. Which is manageable without too much drama. More ice buildup. Wow. De-ice the airframe. There we go. Anyway, it's manageable. Now that we're out of the clouds, we should probably be safe from icing conditions. I'll obviously keep an eye on things just to make sure we in fact are.
128.5, Horizon Air 2529er.
Throttle up slightly just to give us a little more speed, showing us 16 minutes now, 15 minutes from landing. I started our timer just about 2 minutes after takeoff, so we're about an hour and a half into the flight. Check out our passenger's view. Little ice there on the wings, you can see, but nothing too heartburn inducing. Beautiful evening. Obviously, I'm in the same time zone. Vancouver, I'm down in Southern California. Current time where I am is 4:17 p.m. which means that's the current time up here. But inasmuch as it's mid-November, sunset will come earlier up here in Vancouver than it does in Southern California, where I am. In any case, my expectation is that we will, I don't know, be told to perhaps overfly the airport, circle to land. That's a possibility. Not especially worried, just because I don't know, in weather like this, I can handle a visual approach. Icing no longer a problem. You can see we're not getting any more rime ice on the wing. It's leading edge. Kind of gloomy out, isn't it? Altimeter still 3017. Airspeed's 194. Winds are 17 knots, kind of coming from the northwest. Real-time weather shows winds out of the east, but all I can do is make use of what the sim gives me. Now remember, we were cleared down to what was the last crazy instruction we got? I don't remember. 2,000 feet, I think. So we should check that. Let's just see if we can find. Yeah, descend and maintain 2,000. So we'll go ahead and adjust our altitude selector. Right now we're at 4,800 feet. Shallow out our descent rate a little bit and set it at 2,000. No reason to be descending at anything more than about 700 feet per minute. Our next waypoint, CFXKC, Charlie Foxtrot X-Ray Kilo Charlie, is still 5.5 minutes away. So 700 feet per minute times 5 is 3,500 feet. We're at 6,600 feet. So minus 30 basically puts it at 3,000 feet here. And remember, the general rule is 3,000 feet at 10 miles. So what I expect to happen, assuming we in fact stick with this approach on runway 25 like that, is that we will close in on the airport and either overfly it and then turn around with a right traffic approach and land, or we'll go at CFXKC, turn right and do a left traffic approach with a left base, turn around and land. So we'll see. We may or may not get that kind of detail from ATC. Time will tell here shortly. But on balance, everything looks good. Showing us just 11 minutes now from landing. But again, with the modifications to our airspeed, I'd probably put us at about 14 minutes. We're at 131 right now. I think by the time this gets to 145, we'll be on the ground. Beautiful. Wow. Pretty out. What a pretty cold but pretty fall evening here up in Vancouver. Outside air temperature is -4 now. Don't worry, those mountains we would not have to contend with. Can't see the airport yet. CZBB, Charlie Zulu Bravo Bravo, that's our airport. Here's us, we'll do a slight right turn and head towards it. A little clearer here, but heading this way, slight right turn, and then what I expect is we either overfly the airport, turn around, or we head this way and turn around. I may select a different runway. This guy might be on final right here. ATC does give you the option to select a different runway for landing, so I might actually do that based on everything I can determine about the winds. The winds right now remain in sim from the northwest or west-northwest, 6 knots.
Dollar Tree Whiskey Bravo, please expedite your descent to 2,000 feet.
All right, I will. Just don't feel like I need to be at 2,000 feet quite yet. But maybe we're going to shoot a short final here. Wow. Ooh, look at that airport. Cool. Still kind of scanning for the airport. It's out here somewhere. We'll find it. Check our passenger's view. Ooh, boy, that's postcard level. Anyway, bottom line is great weather.
Dollar Tree Whiskey Bravo, please expedite your descent to 2,000 feet.
Now, by all means, it's not tropical, but it's not, stormy or cloudy. The real-time weather in Vancouver right now is 37 degrees and drizzle, but I don't know if we're going to see that. All right, here we come up on our next waypoint, CFXKC, about 94 seconds from that right now, specifically 4.4 nautical miles. So let's see what happens. I'll stay off IFR as long as possible. They don't give me specific clear instructions. I may have to dump the IFR plan.
Please expedite your descent to 2,000 feet.
May have to dump the IFR plan and go to VFR. But I think it'll. I've had this type of a scenario a few times before, where we fly into a completely uncontrolled airport with no published non-precision approaches whatsoever. So in this type of a scenario, you're really putting your balls in ATC's purse because you know, they're the ones who are going to steer you in.
Delta 3 Whiskey Bravo, contact Vancouver Center on 125.905.
2595. Here, Mr. Bravo, good day.
125.905 Delta 3 Whiskey Bravo.
Vancouver Center, this is Dire 3 Whiskey Bravo with you at 2,900 for 2,000.
Whiskey Bravo is at 2,900 feet, descending
Here's our
2,000
airport.
feet.
Air November 343 Whiskey Bravo, Vancouver Center, continue as planned. Altimeter 30.16.
3016, we'll adjust that. Not much change. So let's see what happens now as we head towards the airport. Beautiful island. Look at the water. Look at the reflection. Good God. Fuel's fine. 41 left, 42 right. Dealt with a girthy headwind on our flight up. Not crazy, but a solid 50 knot headwind the whole way. Okay, we're at 2,300, 2280, 165 knots.
Bravo, please expedite your descent to 2,000 feet.
Dude, relax. I'm 200 feet away. Anyway, we're descending nicely. Radio altimeter showing 2,000 feet above. It's increasing now because we're coming over water, but basically 2,000 feet. Showing just 6 minutes, 12 seconds now to land. Remember I said I expected this to be at about 145 on touchdown. Winds right now on the airplane are showing out of the south at just 2 knots. That's fine with me. I don't care. I don't mind light and variable winds. That works just fine. Six minutes now on the button. Only question is, well, keep in mind that 6 minute estimate is direct to the airport. When in reality, of course, we're either going to go like this, or like this, or we'll overfly it and then turn around. Either way.
Whiskey Bravo, contact Seattle Center on 125.1.
Either way. I normally would have set minimums. I don't have any idea what minimums are. We're going to activate our inertial separator now just because we're in the bird zone.
Center, Delta November 343 Whiskey Bravo, 2,000 feet.
150 knots, looking good. We're at our assigned altitude.
November 343 Whiskey Bravo, Seattle Center, continue as planned. Altimeter 30.16.
So let's 3016. We're still unchanged on our altimeter setting. Let's see what happens now. It's really ideal circumstances in as much as whatever happens is fine. I can. This is not Aspen, where you know, are flying by the seat of your pants and may die at any moment. Acknowledging inertial separator is on. 1 degree outside Celsius, about 35 at 2,000 feet where we are now. Just 4 minutes, 52 seconds.
Delta 3 Whiskey Bravo Airport is 12 miles at your 12 o'clock. Maintain present heading and altitude report runway in sight.
Alright, so we'll go ahead and acknowledge that. That's a little weird just because
Maintain present heading and altitude, Delta 3 Whiskey
Okay, I'll keep going the way I'm going, and I'll report the runway in sight,
Delta Whiskey
which
Bravo,
I have.
runway in sight.
There it is.
Delta
Only
3
question
Whiskey
is, now
Bravo,
what?
you are 1 mile south of Boundary Bay. Turn right heading tree, 55. Contact tower on 118.1.
Oh, there's a tower. Excellent.
Turn right heading 355. Tower on 118.1 Delta 3 Whiskey
So I switched
Bravo.
off of nav mode and onto heading mode since they told us to turn right to
Tower Delta
355.
November 314
I'm glad there's a
Whiskey
tower.
Bravo,
That makes
0
life a
miles
little
south
easier.
inbound visual
Let's see
runway
what they tell
25
us.
approach.
Left traffic, overfly, circle to land, what?
Delta November 3, 43 Whiskey Bravo Tower. Cleared visual runway 25 approach. Altimeter tree, 0.16 wind calm.
Wind calm. Interesting. Okay, so we're cleared for the visual approach to runway 25.
25 approach Delta 3 Whiskey Bravo.
So what we're going to do is go like this and turn around and make a U-ing. So let's turn right to do our downwind leg. We'll stay at 2,000 feet for now. And which direction do we turn to, you say? Well, we're going to turn to the opposite direction of the runway, which is 070. Remember, we're landing at runway 25. So the opposite direction of runway 25 is 070. This should be apparent here on the compass heading. And even more apparent here, CZBB is our airport. The runway goes like this, okay? So we're going like this now, which is the opposite direction, and then we'll make a left turn. That's our base leg, and then another left turn, and then we'll be on final. So everything's looking splendid. Airport's out there somewhere. Just going to stay at 2,000 feet right now, 150 knots. I'm actually pretty pleased with how ATC handled this. Just checking something here. I'm just changing this course heading to 250. So this confirms that we are headed in the opposite. I'm going to use this green arrow to help me negotiate the turn. So in other words, when this, right now it's pointed at 6 o'clock. I don't know if that makes sense. Because we're headed in the opposite direction of the runway. When I make my left turn, it'll be at 9 o'clock. That means I'm on my base leg. And then when I make another left turn, it'll turn up to 12 o'clock, and then we'll be lined up, or close to it. Showing us 8.3 nautical miles from the airport, which again is out there somewhere. So I'm ready to make our left turn to base, because we've got about 9 miles, which is a comfortable final. So let's turn left. Again, keeping a sharp eye on this until that green arrow right there is at 9 o'clock. There's our airport. Right there. That's probably our runway right there. Yeah, that's our runway. Okay, good. All right, excellent. Okay, so this is going to be a visual approach. I'm going to deactivate the autopilot in short order here. So we're on our base leg right now. There's the runway. Right there. Those two white lights. See the REILs, runway and, what is it? Runway and instrument lights, I think. Yeah. REILs. Looking good. Looking really good. And again, as predicted, green light there, or green arrow rather, about 9 o'clock. Pretty conservative in terms of approaches, but I like caution. I'm guessing that those lights out there in the distance are, or are whatever, Vancouver International. We are. Let's zoom in slightly. I do think we probably should be approaching from the east, but hey, listen, in sim, the winds are calm. So, steady at 2,000 feet right now, getting ready to make our left turn. There's the runway. That's our runway. Okay, we're in business now. Let's get going. Make our left turn here. Begin to turn that arrow up to 12 o'clock, but not quite. We're just sort of intercepting that final approach. I'm going to deactivate the autopilot. Autopilot's deactivated. I have the airplane. Before we do anything crazy, we'll go ahead and put our gear down. Excuse me, our flaps and our gear. Good grief. Okay, sorry about that. All right. Landing gear is down. We gotta wait for those 3 greens. Good. Okay. And there's our runway.
Tree Whiskey Bravo cleared to land runway 25.
Okay. We'll go ahead and get our landing lights on and our yaw damper
Cleared to
deactivated.
land runway 25, Docker Tree Whiskey Bravo.
Kind of coming in high, but that's okay. Airspeed's perfect. Turning base. Altitude's 1,900 feet, 1,800 feet. But airspeed's good. There's the airport coming into view. Right there. Trim us a little bit. Looking really good. Okay. This is looking really good. Okay. I don't know if you can tell. I can't zoom in on it right now because I have my hands full, but the CDI, the course deviation indicator down there in the left screen, as predicted, shows the green arrow pointed at 12 o'clock. Airspeed's 92. Let's pop up. Not that much. There we go. 86, 85. Winds are from behind us. We do have a 6-knot tailwind. So as predicted, winds are from the east. I really wish I were landing in the exact opposite direction. I would really prefer to not be landing with a 7-knot tailwind. It's not unmanageable, but it's just unfortunate that the sim kind of blew this. It's not going to affect our landing. We're going to be just fine. Hopefully our passenger isn't freaking out. Nah. We got an 11-knot tailwind now. Okay. I wish they could figure this out. Like, why am I being told to land on runway 25? I'm just doing what I was told, but anyway, tailwind landings can be a little bit tricky. So stand by. This could be a little ugly. I hate tailwind landings. All right, here we go. Runway 25 confirmed. Idle. Oh shit! Jesus Christ. Oof. Sorry, I saw this. Okay, there we go. Settle down. There we go. Those reverse thrusters. With that tailwind, it's going to be a little trickier for us to slow down. So we're getting pushed. Oh my goodness. That was intense. Alright, we're good.
Dollar Tree Whiskey Bravo contact ground on 124 decimal tree.
Ooh, got a little close to that light, didn't I?
Going to 124 decimal tree, Docker Tree Whiskey Bravo.
These rudder pedals are a bitch. Okay, so let's go to ground. And let's taxi to parking, and then let's bring in flaps.
Whiskey Bravo, taxi to parking.
Turn off pulse lights and switch to taxi.
Air November 34 Whiskey Bravo taxi to general aviation parking via taxiway Alpha.
Okay. There it is. Okay, good. So there's our parking space right there. Wow. Okay, well that's easy. So let's see if we get any drama on this. There he is. Good. Okay. Holy Moses, man! I found it's amazing how this game
Oral warning, okay.
can be so intense. All right, depressurize, and here we are on the ground. Okay, that's it. So, yeah, interesting. I mean, I said repeatedly that the winds were from the east, damn it, and I didn't want to land on runway 25. But that's, maybe I should have selected another runway for landing, but I didn't know that the weather in sim, I didn't know whether, no pun intended, I didn't know whether the weather in sim was the same as the weather in real life. The weather in real life showed, God, look at that sunset. The weather in real life showed winds out of the east, but if that's the case, why did ATC tell me to land on runway 25? Well, I don't know, but they did. So, anyway, bottom line is, a tailwind landing is not prohibited. I mean, you can do it. It's trickier. And I don't know if you noticed how it felt. What's the word? How to describe it? I don't know if you've ever been caught in a really strong wind and it's been behind you and you're walking. You feel like you pick up more speed than you normally would, like you almost have to walk faster because you're being blown by the wind from behind, and that's basically the same. It's the same dynamic, but it can pretty radically alter how you handle the airplane and how the airplane handles conversely. Anyway, that's it. I'll shut up. We're on the ground safe in Boundary Bay, Vancouver, and I'll head up north, just a short drive, 8 miles north to the city. I'll find a place to stay tonight. I think there's a Four Seasons in Vancouver, actually. I may have to visit. And that's all there is for tonight. The adventures of 3 Whiskey Bravo continue.